My wonderful, beautiful, amazing Taurus. Happy, happy, happy birthday to all Tauruses, to all of my beautiful followers and fledglings, to all Tauruses who haven't subscribed yet. But I feel like that all Tauruses, man, woman, follower, fledgling who haven't subscribed yet should always get their birthday season acknowledged. So happy birthday to you all. May all of your beautiful dreams, wishes, and desires all come true. So for today, I'm Gabriella from Gabriella's Vampire Tarot. I'm going to be doing a general love reading, a 5-card spread. But before I do that, I want to offer these two beautiful roses. First, as a token of my love and appreciation for you all for supporting my channel and myself, but also as a birthday gift, because I feel like even the tiniest little gift should always be, presented, to any kind of birthday individual in this world. So, this 5-card love reading includes where the first card represents you, the second, the other person, the third, the relationship, fourth, the past, fifth, the future. Then I'm going to draw a Vampire Oracle for you, and then a Favole, and then one card from the Vampire, from the Le Tarot Interdit Vampiria. So, but let's get started with card number 1, which is you. Queen of Grails. Oh my goodness. You are a very caring, loving, nurturing, resourceful, loving individual. I mean, my goodness. I'm getting mostly the ones who are in a relationship, but you could just also be single and be just very loving and caring no matter what. So I just feel like that, for both the ones who are married or who are even currently single and stuff like that, you are very loving and nurturing. And, it's just like, I mean, a lot of humans, they crave excitement and stuff like that, but I think, most humans in this world, they crave stability and feeling groundedness, and that's kind of, the vibe that you're more or less giving out, it's pretty much that you're in a very stable, grounded, rational, realistic mindset, and that gives people, comfort in the sense that they can count on you, that they can depend on you, that if you were to, have, a date night with friends or something, or co-workers, that, they can always, count on you returning back home to them and stuff like that, that kind of vibe. But either way, for the ones who are even single, it's like, I'm, I'm kind of a bit surprised, but maybe not, maybe I shouldn't be, but it just, yeah, I mean, I'm sure, for all the single ones out in this world, you probably have, your reasons. Maybe you felt like, that, people, will, took advantage of your loving and caring, senses and stuff like that. I mean, I understand that 100%, if you feel like that you provided, too much love in this connection and stuff like that, that you pretty much just think, well, I also would like to, receive love, because that's also about, any kind of, partnership is, is that, one person gives love and the other person, just gives it back to you, right? So, but either way, I'm just so honored to be giving you this very beautiful card. Or you can even have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio somewhere in your star chart. But either way, I love it. Because who's the other person? 10 of Wands. Okay, I can understand this. Because this person, feels like, that they're carrying a heavy load. They're doing a lot of hard work. And maybe, it's like the fact that you're maybe, the comforter, the nurturer, the lover, the supporter. And anyway, you could be with a fire sign, maybe with a fellow, fixed sign of a Leo, or maybe, with a Aries or Sagittarius for that matter. But yeah, it's like this person, is carrying a heavy, load in their life. They're probably, working really hard, and then, they pretty much just realize how they can depend on you, and they pretty much, feel, this real, good sense of comfort around you, and to think, okay, sometimes, it's, very nice to be, to return back home, and maybe, any kind of, comfort, would really help, this person and stuff like that. And that's what you pretty much just provide for this person, is a sense of, comfort, protection, security for that matter. Wow. And for the ones who are single, maybe you do have your eyes on somebody and know that you pretty much just think, or maybe you just have this idea, maybe you don't per se have to have your eyes on somebody, but maybe you have this idea of thinking, it's like, I would like to be the, the caretaker, not per se caretaker, unless that's of course what you want, but, you want to be the one, to provide the love, because, well, Venus is your planet, the planet of love, and, yeah, it just pretty much just shows, how caring, nurturing, and comforting you are as a person, and maybe you have that kind of intuition within you to want to, present it to somebody. Or you could be somebody who works as a nurse or a doctor or a surgeon for that matter. Let's see what the relationship is or could be. Emperor, oh my goodness, it's Aries energy. Oh my goodness, yes. Now, this is already kind of a passionate connection, It's like, you could be an older person, the other person could be older than you, but this is kind of like an authoritative father figure. It's the first of all the zodiac signs. It is the Aries. You could even currently be with an Aries, or maybe have your eyes on an Aries. But either way, it's like, yeah, I can get, like how, this person is probably very, hardworking and determined in their own way to actually, you know, yeah, that you pretty much, will feel incredibly confident and strong, to want to even be with this person as well. This person also gives off maybe, strong, protective vibes that you probably also love and admire about this man or woman, whoever it may be. It could be, a man, woman, blonde, brunette, redhead, whoever it may be. But, yeah, for the ones who are single, I can see how, maybe you do crave some form of excitement. Maybe you do crave, like, some kind of, passion, warmth, any kind of, like, comfort in this connection and stuff like that. So, I mean, I really hope everything works out for the single ones, and especially for the ones who are in a relationship, and many anniversaries to come. Let's see what the past was about. The Fool. Okay, well, this is interesting. You could have been with an Aquarius, or maybe you're currently with an Aquarius, but the Fool, just like with any kind of courtship, is like a 50-50 chance of actually finding Mr. or Mrs. Right in this world. And this is kind of like taking the leap of faith of thinking, well, do I want to be with this person? Do I feel incredibly, comfortable around this person? This person, will give me a sense of, everything is going to work out and everything is beautiful and stuff like that. Because this is definitely, for the ones who are probably single and still haven't found Mr. and Mrs. Right yet, or even for the ones who have found Mr. and Mrs. Right yet, if you did take this leap of faith of going on this courtship phase, and yeah, I mean, I really, hope the best for, the ones who are single and the ones who are in a relationship. So, many anniversaries to come. Okay, well, let's see what the future holds. Temperance, okay. Yeah, you could even be with a Sagittarius in the future, or maybe you're currently with a Sagittarius. Okay, this is interesting. Well, either way, I do see balance, stability, serenity, and peace in your future. So, well, rest assured, whether you're in a connection or not, I do see, balance. I do see, serenity for you. Everything is just going to work out no matter what. Maybe you prefer to be alone, or 100% your prerogative in any way, but it just looks like, you're just going to be in a very peaceful position in the future. Beautiful. I really hope the best, no matter what, but I think, I just love this card because it's just kind of thinking, okay, everything is working out, well, no problems for me, I'm balanced and the future is balanced, so, wow, love that. See what Oracle has. Knowledge, study, learning, and education. Okay, it's like, it's really important to, educate yourself, to study, to learn about relationships, courtships, dating, any kind of romance, like, well, doting upon somebody and stuff like that, because, it's like, the more you learn, the more, experience, gain, well, from any kind of education, it'll probably benefit you regarding any kind of love, connections, romance for that reason and matter and stuff like that. So, I mean, I just think that, this, card should apply to anybody, it's like, because, yeah, I mean, well, marriage and relationships can be, complicated and hard work and stuff like that, but maybe as long as you're pretty much on top of everything, it should work out no matter what. So I just think, I feel like that, everybody, could benefit from education, and, yeah, no matter what. So, wow. Let's see what Favole has. The Chariot. Oh my goodness, you could even end up with a Cancer in the future. Well, I see you incredibly determined, ambitious, goal-oriented, and passionate regarding either finding love or wanting to actually, keep going regarding, this kind of, connection. Because the thing is I do see you actually, studying and learning, in the future, and I do see you actually, putting a lot of time and effort and wanting to actually, keep up this beautiful connection. I mean, maybe the other person, could be a bit on a heavy side in the sense, that, they, could be, overworking themselves or feeling burdened, and then, you pretty much, are so ambitious to want to actually kind of balance out, just thinking, okay, I'm always going to be here for you no matter what. I'm a grounded and down-to-earth, rational, realistic, authentic individual, and I'm always going to be here for you. So I find that very admirable and honorable no matter what, but I love the Chariot. Beautiful. Okay, let's see what the our beautiful French tarot deck has. Okay, this one wanted to come out. Ah, Six of Wands. Okay, there's definitely celebrations taking place. Probably more anniversaries, congratulations, and many more to come. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the Six of Wands is definitely some kind of grand celebration taking place. And, and for the ones who are single, you guys could be heading down, or, you could be heading down towards, finding Mr. or Mrs. Right, maybe getting engaged. That could be a real big celebration taking place, or maybe even eventually getting married to that person. I really hope the best no matter what, but the Six of Wands is a really great card because it is a definite grand celebration. It's definitely something, and of course we are in your season, so you could be celebrating, in a few days or in a week or so, but either way, yep, there's definitely a beautiful grand celebration taking place, and I really hope the best no matter what. And for the ones, who are in a relationship, there's still, many more, anniversaries to come and taking place, and for the ones who are single, you guys could be heading off towards engagement or weddings, marriage, whatever it may be. But I do see this glorious, event taking place sometime soon, and I can't say when, where, or how. Obviously, you probably know more about it. Okay. Well, my beautiful Tauruses, I'm going to have to leave it at this, but if this reading resonated, please feel free to join and subscribe to my channel. For the ones, yeah, I mean, again, well, I want to wish you all happy, happy, happy birthday. I really, hope all of your dreams, wishes, and desires come true. In a few days, I'm going to go back to regular or general readings for that matter. So for now, I'm just doing a love in general, but I'm also open for personal readings. So if anybody wants a personal reading, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel and post in the little discussion box down below. And then I'll respond to you with my email, and then we'll start the process from there. But either way, thank you so much for your love and devotion. I love you guys incredibly, and I really hope everything works out no matter what.